Hi, everyone. Marianne Croce here from Small Biz Vantage. And I coach and speak with business owners, small business owners who are in the trades, skilled trades, or automotive. I really admire and love that group. They have a lot of grit and a lot of drive. So I do these trainings every week for a couple of reasons. One of them is to kind of shift your perspective, if you will, to think about your business and leadership a little bit differently and turn that into your competitive advantage. And then the second reason I do this is because I think that it's a great way for you to implement an action item, take it away and use it during the week and really change things up so that you're growing as an owner and a leader. So I want to get started with this week's topic. And this week, I was talking to different shop owners and people that are business owners in different spaces. And it's funny how we have the same challenges, right? So this topic is delegation versus dependency. And this came about because this is really a lesson in letting go. There are ways that you can do it, and there are ways that you can do it that really work. So when you're learning the skill of delegation, it's important to remember that there are three parts to delegating. The first is you want to identify what you're going to be delegating and what role is going to be doing that. So in your company, in your shop, for example, what are you going to delegate? What are you going to take off your plate? And what role is going to take that on? Not the person, the role. And then the second part of this is why. What's the reason you're taking it off your plate? So you need to come up with some kind of a reason. It could be your skill set. It could be the time that it takes you. Someone may be better suited for that. It could be more important for that role. There's a bunch of different reasons why. And then the last part is the outcome and the benefit. So what outcome are you looking for and who's going to benefit from that outcome? So I want to use an example to keep this real. And the example that I'm going to use is opening and closing your business, whether you call it your shop, your store, whatever. It's opening and closing your business. And, how does that work? So let's take this and kind of unpack it and use it as an example for what I'm talking about. So why are you going to delegate opening and closing the shop, right? Well, let's first talk about identify what you're actually going to delegate, what part of it. So when you're delegating an activity or a task, the process is it the process that you want someone else to create? Do you want someone else to create how you open and close the shop? Right? Is it just that process? Or do you want to delegate the responsibility of opening and closing the shop to someone? Or do you want to delegate monitoring for improvement, how opening and closing the shop is going? So do you see what I mean? There's a lot of components to this. And what role is going to be responsible for any of these that you decide that you're going to delegate and you're going to have someone else do? So the second part of this is, why are you delegating? You're taking this off your plate for a reason. I can't put enough emphasis on this enough. So is it to save time? Is it for productivity or efficiency? Is it to assign responsibility, or is it better suited for another role? So is somebody need more responsibility? Do they want to work their way up? What is it? And that is that why you're assigning this, because this is something that's suited for them? Or is it suited for, another role besides the one that you're in? And lastly, the outcome of delegating is to create sustainability in your business. That's why you delegate. because you can't do it all. Nobody can do it all. And when you have that feeling of too much on your plate, your business actually is not sustainable. You just can't keep up at that pace. And you don't feel fulfilled in work and life. And that's the goal here. We want to feel fulfilled in both work and life. So we need to know what the outcome is and what the benefit is for delegating this. Because you want to, when you think of the benefits, you can best serve your customers, right? By providing, improving your processes, by attracting quality team members who want to grow, like by empowering them. So you're able to provide customers with great service. And to do that, these are the things that you need. So delegating becomes tricky because when there's something that we want to delegate, we need to make sure that we not only understand the process, but the process needs to be documented for others to train or as a backup in case of emergency and someone else had to do that. Do you have the process documented? So that's really the area that's most important, and where owners, I find that they struggle the most, because we can become dependent when we are left in the dark. If a person in a role leaves or is away, does the team know, using the example, right, of opening and closing, does the team know how to open and close? Are there certain things that are, getting forgotten? Will you or someone else do it the same way that the business has been doing it? The same way, to the level that your customers expect? Or will you kind of just make it up on the fly? So when you think about it, this happens with anything that we want to delegate. And, when you think about becoming dependent on someone else, I have to say that's probably one of the fears that owners have. It's probably like one of the biggest fears. And it's really gives them a feeling of being out of control. And owners like to be in control. And it's the main reason why many owners don't delegate. They do it all and they burn themselves out, because it's that fear of losing control, of not having a sense of quality, of losing that quality control in their business. But at what risk, right? At what cost? We're burning ourselves out as owners. So there's good reasons to depend on other people. They're very good reasons to depend on them. And so you can get that feeling of, is depending on someone always a bad thing? No, it's not. So here are the good reasons. Accountability. Have them hold you accountable to what you say you're going to do. So you want somebody to hold you accountable. And you depend on other people to do that. Updates. They want to keeping you posted on the good, the bad, and the ugly of anything in your business. So basically, they're able to update you and monitor things for you. And it's great to have people like that around you that can do that and be honest and be realistic. And then we all have blind spots. With different skill sets, they can point out areas in your business that need improvement, things that you might not realize or see, because you're just so used to doing that way that it's actually become a blind spot for you. So we can set, these clear expectations. And when we do, and we have good communication, we can accomplish a lot with the help of a team. We really get to do that when we have a team. So the idea here is to delegate like a pro. So starting with assessing how to make the most of your day, you decide how much time you have in that day and how you will be most productive. That's for you to decide. So what are you going to stop doing? right? So if you're going to stop doing it, you're either going to stop it completely, you don't need to be doing it for your business, or you're going to delegate it. And what do you want to start doing? What are the things that have been on the back burner that you really feel that you should be doing and you need to be doing, but you haven't started doing yet? Then decide what parts you're going to hand off and to what role in your business. So, the opening and closing processes, the responsibility or the monitoring for improvement. So we used opening closing as an example, but it's really, what are you going to hand off? The process, the responsibility of who's going to do it, or the monitoring it for improvement? Maybe you only want to do one part of that. Maybe you want to do two parts to start off with and then hand off a third part to someone else. This is like a skill here that we need to build. So we can delegate and depend on others because it allows us to grow. But we don't want to leave ourselves in the dark, right? We want to be included. If we do it all, we limit the people that we can serve and the capacity of each day, because we're at full capacity. We can't do any more and we can't serve anyone else. So without depending on others, without delegating, it really does limit us. So with the help of others, we can serve more and we can achieve more. So I would love to ask you, in your experience, what is the biggest delegating challenge that you've had or that you've experienced? Think about that. And anyone here who's on the replay, I really want to let you know this, that if you find this valuable, please share this with someone else, another business owner that you think it could help, because we learn and we grow from others. And I believe in paying it forward. I do these to help our industry and help small business owners. So please, if you find this valuable, please share and comment. Let me know what for you and your experience is the biggest delegating challenge. So that's it for this week, Business Leadership in 15 minutes. And I look forward to next week's session. Have an enjoyable week, everyone.